Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Cedar Falls Community Television Channel 15's production of Cedar Falls Junior High Basketball. This afternoon we have boys action on tap for you. It's Holmes and Peet, the 7th grade boys, squaring off for the first time this year. See the Holmes huddle just broke. Head coach Jim Moeller. And for Peet, we'll see their huddle break here just in a moment. It's Steve Steelhammer at the head. We're at the Holmes Gymnasium and about ready to tip off. We'll talk about the Holmes and Peet starting fives as we progress. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Cedar Falls Community Television Channel 15. Tap is won by Clayton Peterson of Holmes. Holmes will have first possession. And left is Landon Wolf. Shot is missed. Rebounded by Peet. And it's Javen Ratliff. Ratliff fouled in the process. 6-minute quarter is being played this afternoon. We'll get our first foul whistled against Holmes. It'll be Peet basketball. Peet in black, and it's just stolen away. And we're gonna have our first foul on Peet as well. Landon Sullivan guilty of the foul. And heading to the line will be Landon Wolf. Wolf will shoot a couple of free throws. Again, all 7th graders here. It's Wolf and dribbling, trying to put his team on top. It's the home team Holmes, and he does. Wolf makes it to 1-0 Holmes lead. Both teams undefeated coming into this afternoon's game. Second one by Wolf, left short, but it's rebounded by another Holmes Tiger. Of course, both are Tigers. Rebound yet again. This putback, neither of them will find the bottom. Both of them sit on the rim for a while. This rebound attempt, however, will go back, and that's Joe Knutson, who gives Holmes a 3-0 lead. The taller Holmes squad doing a job on the offensive glass. Holmes will pressure the inbounds pass. It'll be Peet basketball. It's slapped in, struggling to get it in. It's knocked out of bounds by Knutson again, and Steelhammer wants a quick timeout. 5:23 to play first quarter. Just underway here in the Holmes Gymnasium. This game always carries a lot of emotions. Let's take a look at the rundown in the two schedules. For Peet, they started off their year with a game against Waterloo Bunger, and that was a win, a gaudy score of 58-9. Bunger's taking a couple of licks at the hands of the two Cedar Falls schools. Hoover was the next opponent. It was a 48-31 win for Peet. And then an overtime win against Carver, 38-35, in a game that Peet was down by double digits early in that game. For Holmes, they started off with a win over Hoover, 44-25. Beat Central by 7, 52-45, and then beat Bunger 67-4. Bunger glad to be done with the Cedar Falls portion of its schedule. So Peet with an early timeout. 37 seconds into the ball game. It's Holmes 3, Peet 0. For Peet, it's Landon Sullivan who will inbound against the Holmes pressure. Knutson on the ball again. Sullivan able to get it in. And it's Flansha trying to dribble through traffic. Knocked away, stolen away by Brian Ostrich. He goes in the corner. 3 attempt from the perimeter. Won't go down off the front of the rim. Get another offensive rebound. Another 3. This one goes. And Landon Wolf connects. Wolf with 4 points. He made a free throw earlier. Peet beating the pressure 2-on-1. Nice job of another block shot, but we're going to have a foul whistled. We'll see if they're going to give him, whether it's after the shot. And they are going to say it's after the shot. It's a clean block by Peterson, but they're going to say the foul's on Ostrich. Second whistled against Holmes. 4:56 to play, first quarter. 6-0 Holmes. A free throw, a regular field goal, and a 3-pointer moments ago by Wolf sets the margin as it is right now, 6-0. See Holmes with a significant height advantage. Right side of the floor is Flansha, gives it now back to Ratliff. Sullivan with it. Peet offense. A little bit stagnant here. Now back to Flanch again. Flanch comes off the screen. Goes to Sullivan. Sullivan off the screen, goes in, goes a left hand. Nice move by Sullivan, won't go down. Rebound knocked around, eventually tracked down by Peterson. And Holmes with the 6-0 advantage will take the ball into the front court. 4:20 to play, opening quarter. This is Wolf, now he gets it back. Wolf with the handoff to Waters. Zach Waters. In lane, it comes to Peterson. Another three-point attempt by Ostrich. This one won't go down. Peterson snares yet another one. They swing it around the perimeter. Another three-pointer. This one doesn't draw anything. And now we have a blocked shot. As Austin Lean comes up with a blocked shot. Loose ball, last touch by Peet. It'll be Holmes basketball. So Lean checks out. Daniel Hutchins checks in for the first time. Off the inbounds. Nice touch that time shown by Knudsen. Knudsen has 4. Wolf has 4. It's an 8-0 lead. Sullivan dribbling through traffic, gets the ball into the hands of Isaac Smith. It's going to be Waters whistled for the foul. Now it's the third against the home team. 3:41 to play. 8-0 the score. Sullivan has it, goes right side to Smith. Flancha comes through. Flancha off the glass high, won't go down. Just inserted was Hutchins. His rebound ends up into the hands of Ratliff. Ratliff missed from 3-point range. Here comes Ostrich down the floor. Off to Wolf. Now we're going to have another foul. This is going to be whistled against Sullivan. It'll be the second on the Peet Tigers. Checking in Isaac Bauer for Peet. Sullivan takes a seat. Dumping it out top into the hands of Peterson. Pull up jumper. Nice touch for the big fella. Clayton Peterson's on the board. And Holmes out to a quick start, 10-0. Nearly a double dribble. No violation called by Bauer. Out to Flancha. Right side. They go down low. Reverse layup attempt blocked by Knudsen. It'll remain Peet basketball. 2:59 to play. Just over halfway mark of the first quarter. That's Gage Flancha to inbound the ball. Looking, that's going to dump it out top. That's going to be stolen away by Wolf. Good anticipation. He loses it on the floor. Loose ball ends up in the hands of Wolf. Here comes Wolf down the floor. Wolf works through some contact, able to score. He's got 6. And it's a 12-0 Holmes game. We're going to have a full line change next for the Holmes Tiger. Wolf gets another steal, working against Flancha, and it's going to be Ratliff whistle for the foul on the reach. Foul situation even at 3 apiece. And I talked to Jim Muller before the game. He said, it's going to feel like a hockey game with my full line changes, and sure enough, here come 5 guys off the Holmes bench. Another Peet timeout. This one's a 30-second timeout, so it's been all Holmes so far. Holmes getting the job done on the offensive glass, a variety of attempts on each possession, and just significantly taller than the Peet squad so far. As the score stands right now, 12-0. Landon Wolf with 6, Knudsen with 4, Clayton Peterson with 2.
All right, let's go, guys.
So a fresh 5 off the Holmes bench. Jacob Meester wearing number 3. Also have Jace Seeger coming in. Carter Jansen also into the ball game. Alex Mujica along with Drew Hoth. That's the fresh 5 for Holmes. Shot from the right wing up and good. So it's Carter Jansen who comes in firing, and he's added to the Holmes lead. It's 14-0. 2.5 minutes to play. Peet still looking for his first bucket. Shot off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound. Now it's back again to Ratliff. Second one, no good. Another offensive rebound. And now we're going to have a foul. This one's going to send Peet to the free throw line, I believe. Good job by Isaiah Smith, creating some second opportunities for Peet. And in fact, Smith will go to line. He'll shoot a pair. 2:12 mark of the first period. 14-0, Holmes on top. Left-handed Smith connects on the first. Both coaches talked about how much they liked their teams and praised the effort of their players in practice. Very coachable groups. And Jim Moeller wrote at the top of his note, great group of kids. So this is Seeger, really good ball handler. According to Coach Moeller, 14-2 the score after the free throws. Holmes at the offensive end, shot no good, rebounded by Peet, and that's Joel Burris who checked in. Now we're gonna remember the foul whistled against Holmes. That'll be their 5th of this first quarter. 1:54 to play. Foul situation, 4-3. And it was an inadvertent point that went on the board for Holmes. Nice look. And a feed and the first bucket. It's Smith who gives it off to Daniel Hutchins. Hutchins scores. And a quick 4 points. Another steal, 3-on-2. Shot no good by Smith. Rebound putback won't go either, but he's going to head to the line. So a couple of turnovers forced by Peet. And it's going to put Isaiah Smith right back at the line where he just was. Connected on a couple of attempts. Smith, this one catches the front of the iron, won't go down. 2 of 3 now for Smith. Again, it's the 7th grade boys basketball at Holmes Junior High. I'm Jeremiah Longnecker. Colby Campbell doing the camper work. Smith now 3 of 4 from the line. And Holmes started the quarter on a 14-0 run. It's now been met by a 5-point run. Shot no good by Holmes. That's Meester, but he tracks down his own rebound. And Holmes will reset. This is Mujica down to the baseline. Oh, nice ball movement there, and it results in a bucket by Drew Hoth. Jansen with the assist, Hoth with the bucket. Holmes, pressure. Flanching now for 3, Peet in transition. Misses everything, and it'll be Holmes basketball with 1:02 to play, opening quarter. Checking in for Peet. Carter Svoboda seeing his first action. Flancher will check out. Now it's Peet that's going to pressure. Nearly comes up with a steal. Loose ball. We're going to have a tie-up situation. Possession arrow favors Holmes, and it'll go the other direction. Javen Ratliff will check back in. And Isaac Bauer. Got a few minutes of action here in this first quarter. We'll check in, and now Holmes with the turnover. Jansen didn't realize that Seeger was coming to him, threw a little wide, so the turnover will give ball back to Peet, trying to cut into the deficit. So 14-0, 5-0 run. Now Holmes scored the last basket, make it 16-5, back to double digits. Turnover winds up in the hands of Carter Jansen. Jansen nearly turned it back over. Jansen working against the defense, and he scores. So Jansen does it all himself. That trip down the floor makes the lead makes it a 13-point lead, 18-5. Ratliff forced into the turnover, but then nearly stolen back. Now it's back in the hands of Mujica. It's going to go down low for Jansen. His jumper off the side of the glass won't go down. Rebounded by Peet, and that's Hutchins with the rebound. 23 seconds for a shot. The kickoff shot from the left wing won't go down. Rebounded, but last touch by Holmes. It'll be Peet's basketball with 15.5 seconds to go to get a shot off. 18-5. Been a game of runs thus far. Isaiah Smith triggered in, does so. Kick it out, Ratliff for 3. This one's off the mark, back of the iron, tracks it down. 15-foot jumper won't go either. Rebound, last touch by Peet. And they're gonna say Hutchins touched it last with 6.5 seconds to go. It's Holmes basketball. Sitting into the middle of the stands of the old gym. If it at times sounds as though I'm surrounded by fans, it's because I am. Mujica dribbling from one end to the other. There's contact, shot goes down, he scores, and he's fouled with 2 seconds to go. So Mujica not only beats the clock with the score, but he's gonna head to the free throw line and try to add to what is now the largest lead of the game at 20-5. Mujica's free throw, no good. Rebound by Peet. Flancha tries to get off a slightly more than half-court shot, but it won't fall. And Holmes takes a commanding 15-point lead as we head to the first quarter break. We'll take one. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're watching Cedar Falls boys basketball at the 7th grade level on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15. Six-minute quarters in 7th grade basketball. Holmes won the first quarter by a wide margin, 20-5. They scored the first 14 points. Peet scored the next 5. Holmes finished on a 6-0 run to finish out the quarter. Holmes has its starters back in. Peterson, Knutson, Wolf, Ostrich, and Waters. Flancha also back in for Peet. Flancha goes right side to Smith. Smith looking to try to get it in to Peyton Bonner, who's checked in. Ball tipped out of bounds by Wolf. He gets a hand on it, goes into the stands to be Peet basketball. Carter Svoboda checks out, and it's Landon Sullivan comes back in. Sullivan described as a good handler of the ball, likes to drive, a very good free throw shooter with a good mid-range jumper. And Smith is their leading scorer, and the ball on the right side. We saw Smith lead them in scoring in the first quarter with 3, all from the free throw line. A lot of attempted three-pointers in the first quarter. The only one made was by Landon Wolf. Sullivan dribbling around, now Gage. They work across the top of the key, looking down low. Nice backdoor pass. And then Smith tries to dish it off, but in amongst the trees, stolen away by Holmes. And now Holmes gives it right back. That's Ostrich pass, just a little strong for Wolf. Well, 5:12 to go, second quarter. Peet will inbound it. Sullivan to bring it down the floor. Pass intended for Burris, stolen away. And Zach Waters steals it. Described as a quick, aggressive player. Peterson's shot, just a little short off the glass, rebounded. Smith trying to beat the defense up the floor, and then Waters steals it right back. Now Wolf on the right wing. Wolf's gonna fire from three-point range. This shot no good. Sullivan clears the rebound. Sullivan, without numbers, will pull it up. Now Sullivan bumped on his way to the hoop. They're gonna get Wolf, I believe, on the floor, non-shooting call. Except that is gonna be the 7th team foul against Holmes. That means free throws the rest of the way for Peet in the first half. So Sullivan will go to the line, shoot the 1-on-1. No scoring yet in the first minute and a half of this second quarter. Still 20-5, where we were at the end of one quarter of play. Sullivan changes that. He knocks home the first one. Austin Lean checks back in. Joel Burris will take a seat. Second one, good as well by Sullivan. Now 20-7. Peet draws first blood in the quarter. Waters off to Ostrich. Being bothered a little bit by Flancha. He'll pick him up, man-to-man at half court. Ostrich, pass for Peterson, knocked away. But Wolf right there to get the pass from Peterson, who was able to reclaim it. And Wolf scores. Wolf now with a game-high 8. 22-7. Peet on the offensive end of things. A nice block shot that time by Knutson. as Lean was working down low. Again, you can see the significant height advantage that Holmes has in this basketball game. Now Ratliff checks in, and Bauer back out. Waters steals away the inbounds pass. Down the floor it ends up. Oh, nice gather that time by Peterson. Didn't rush it. Let the defense go by. Peterson scores. Makes it 24-7. 3:47 to play, opening half. This is Sullivan. Sullivan working against the defense. Has it knocked away. Here's Ostrich. Ostrich reaching down the floor. Blanchard trying to get back in, but Ostrich scores in transition. Ostrich first points of the game. And Holmes threatening to run away with this one. 26-7 your score. 3.5 to go. Second quarter. And Steve Seelhammer will call another timeout. Jeremiah Longnecker on the call here in this game this afternoon. It's always fun to see the future of Cedar Falls basketball. Channel 15 has expanded its coverage to 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. Games on both the boys and girls side of things. And certainly hope you enjoy our coverage of junior high basketball as well. And then of course we'll track their progress as they head into their sophomore and varsity seasons. But it's a lot of fun to get a chance to see the future. This one's been all Holmes. A brief 5-0 run for Peet. Back in the first quarter, got them to within 9 at 14-5. Holmes scored the next 6. We haven't been less than double digits since. Same starting 5 on the floor for Holmes. They've gone with the full 5 change, whereas Peet has substituted a little bit more intermittently. Sullivan looking to get it in right now to Smith. Can't find him. Sullivan get a little frustrated and eventually get a 5-second call. You could see Sullivan's frustration in the middle of the play. He threw his hands up. And Holmes will inbound with a 19-point lead, 26-7. Landon Wolf with the ball. Goes in the corner to Waters. Shot no good. Rebound put back. Rims out. Peterson knocks it around into the hands of Knudsen, won't go. Peterson yet again. Not just a big body, but athletic as well. Ostrich with a nice little crossover. His shot won't go down. Yet another offensive rebound. Knudsen to Wolf, now to Waters. Waters into the lane. He goes up and under. Shot no good. Now Peet is able to get the rebound. That's Flancha into Sullivan. Sullivan, shot off the glass, won't go down. Wolf with the rebound. Wolf racing it up the floor. Ball knocked out of bounds. It belonged to Holmes. Two and a half minutes to go, slightly more than that, 2:37 to be specific, and now we have a fresh 5 coming in for Holmes. See some new faces. Alex Wagner checks in. William Cunningham also on the floor. Braden Smith checks in for the first time, along with Chase Corbett. And inbounding is Eli Mickey. So Smith gives it back to Wagner, and then we're going to have a foul called on Peet. Looks like an illegal screen is called. Excuse me, on Holmes. So it's an offensive foul, no free throws. That's the 8th on Holmes, 5 against Peet. And Peet brings the ball into the front court. It's a 6-2 quarter. And now we have a foul whistled. We're going to go the other direction. And we're going to have an illegal screen called, this one on Daniel Hutchins. So Peet just has 1 field goal in the game. That came from Hutchins, who just committed the foul. There's Cunningham dribbling through traffic. He kicks it out. And Braden Smith with it, gives it back to Alex Wagner, who's going to run the show. Wagner to Chase Cook. Oh, really nice. I said Chase Cook. That is Chase Corbett, excuse me. And a really nice give and go from Corbett to Wagner, who scores. He's fouled, and he'll head to the line. So pretty little play run. Chase Cook, of course, a former defensive lineman for the Cedar Falls boys football team. Wagner connects on the free throw. That's a 22-point margin, 29-7. Burris goes left side of the floor, back into Svoboda for Peet. Now on top, it's Isaac Bauer. Back to Burris again. Burris into the lane, kicks it out Svoboda. Oh, nice look across the lane, but we're gonna have a foul. I believe they're gonna get Mickey on the foul. We'll see. They do. So Hutchins gonna head to the line, shoot a couple of free throws, try to add to his 2-point total and cut into this 22-point margin. A few Peet players who will check in as Hutchins connects, ties Isaiah Smith for team high honors. Second one no good. Cunningham nearly had the rebound. Instead, it's going to be Flancha. Shot no good, nearly went down. Rebound and good effort that time by Hutchins to keep it alive. Flancha gives it off to Sullivan. Sullivan into the lane. Oh, great look. And Hutchins just can't quite finish, and it's Corbett with the rebound. And Chase Corbett clears it, gives it off to Wagner. Wagner dribbling through traffic, loses it momentarily, but able to finish. So Wagner's come in, he's been instant offense, 5 points for him, and the lead's ballooned to 31-8. Under a minute to play, opening half. Ratliff to Flancha, Flancha into the lane. He has it knocked away. Cunningham on the steal. Cunningham down the floor. Cunningham's going to give it off to Smith. Nice look. Not able to be handled, and now they're going to have a foul, and they're going to get Mickey on the foul. He's been whistled for a couple. It's going to be Sullivan who's going to go the other end and shoot a couple of free throws. He was there earlier in the quarter. That's now the 10th on the Holmes Tigers, so Sullivan will shoot 2. 31 seconds to go. 31-8. Peet trying to cut into this margin. And Sullivan connects. He's 3 for 3. In an era where free throw shooting is just not all that good. Both teams have been good from the line for the most part. As I don't jinx Sullivan, he connects for the 3rd and 4th times. 21-point game, 31-10. Smith loses it, now gives it off to Wagner. Wagner being bodied a little bit by Svoboda, goes behind the back. Wagner, great look off to Corbett, who with a nice soft finish. So Corbett is able to score. And you can continue to see the size that the Holmes 7th graders bring into the game. Under 10 seconds to go, Sullivan working, kicks it off. 3-point attempt, no good. Last touch by Peet, and it's gonna be Holmes basketball. At 1.3 seconds to go the length of the floor to get a shot off. Mickey gets it into Wagner. One dribble, 3/4 court shot, well short. And that's the way this first half of action ends. Holmes on top by 23, 33-10. Holmes gets 8 points from Lando Wolf, 5 points from Alex Wagner. Peet gets 4 first half points from Landon Sullivan, 3 from Isaiah Smith. But as the teams head to the locker rooms to talk about some second half adjustments, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have second half action. You're watching 7th grade Cedar Falls boys basketball on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15. Nice crowd on hand for this afternoon's game. To my right, mostly those cheering for Peet, and to my left, to Holmes. It's not exactly standing room only, but there aren't a lot of seats left. Parents turn out to watch, along with plenty of classmates as well. Pretty lopsided first half, 33-10. Holmes never trailed, scored the first 14 points. Now we have our first foul whistled against Ratliff of Peet. "15 players played for Holmes in the first half. 9 of them scored. A very balanced attack. Ratliff committed the foul, their second leading scorer for Peet. Nice outside jumper. Waters rims out a 3. We've seen a couple of those. Another nice rebound by Isaiah Smith. He's been good on the glass. Here's Ratliff, and nearly double dribble call. No call made. This is Flancha. First possession for Peet. So try to work into this 23-point deficit. Nice pump fake by Ratliff. Jumper. This one's off the mark. Sullivan with the rebound. Sullivan's got to get it out of there. He's going to get trapped. Oh, nice up and under move. Shot no good. Rebounded by Peterson. That's Clayton Peterson. He had 4 points in the first half. Up the floor comes the Knutson. Can't quite finish. Get another nice rebound by Smith. Smith looking up the floor. Gives it off to Sullivan. He'll start the offense. He's got Ratliff on the left wing and Flancha on the right. Hands it off. A little bit of a weave. Now here comes Flancha. He's picked up by Ostrich. Down low. Smith thought about it, but he had much taller Knutson there. Kicks it off. Ratliff for 3. This one's on the mark. Ratliff holds the pose for that one. He knew it was good. And it's a 3. It's the first made one for Peet in the game. And now we got a foul. We're going to have a traveling violation on Waters. So Peet gets the first hoop of the second half, and it's a 20-point game, 33-13. See if they can make a game of it. Sullivan working in, hands it off to Ratliff. He hit from distance on the last trip. Just the second field goal of the game for Peet. Much of the damage done in the first half on the free throw line. Guy who had the ball just gave it off. Sullivan hit 4 of those. This is Flancha. Flancha, a little bit of a wild shot, goes down. So Gage Flancha, a little trouble, is able to go to the left hand and finish with it. Nice move by him. Whatever Steve Steelhammer said at half had a little bit of an effect. It's Peet who's come out on a little bit of a surge, 5-0 run. Made it an 18-point game, 33-15. 3:52 to play, third quarter of action. It was 20-5 after the first quarter, 33-10 at half. Shot off the side of the glass, rebounded by Peterson. He can't get it to finish, partly because he's got Austin Lean hanging on one arm. That's going to send Peterson to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. To mention, Landon Wolf led the way in the first half with 8. Alex Wagner off the bench with 5. Peterson connects here. And then a number of players with 4 points apiece. Knutson, Peterson was one of those, now 5 for him. Carter Jansen and Ostrich, Mujica, Hoth, and Corbett all with a bucket. Peterson continues the good free throw shooting, nice to see. A couple of free throws for him, give him 6, and the lead is back to 20, 35-15. Peet on the offensive end, they scored in their last 2 possessions. Smith with Knutson there to Burris. Burris, now to Sullivan. Sullivan, shot blocked by Peterson, but we're going to say some body as well. That's going to send Sullivan to the line, where he's been perfect, 4 of 4. So Peterson guilty of the foul. Sullivan goes back to the line for his 5th and 6th free throws. This one's off the back of the iron. Daniel Hutchins checks in. Hutchins played an awful lot of minutes in the first half. Didn't start. Played starter type minutes. Second one for Sullivan. This one goes. So Sullivan leads all Peet scorers with 5. And it's a 35-16 game. Holmes down low. This is Waters. Waters gathers himself, scores easily on the baseline. He's the 10th Holmes Tiger to score. And the margin's 21, 37, 16. Peet on the offensive end. Burris, his shot bothered, hung on the rim momentarily, wouldn't go down. He's going to head to the line. So Burris will head to the free throw line. He'll shoot a pair. Number 11, Joel Burris. A really good defender, likes to get to the hoop. Burris connects on the first. Spins it, hoists it, leaves this one short. Peterson with his length gets the rebound. Waters connects again. So the last two field goals for Holmes have been by Waters. 39-17. Waters with 4. Jump shot by Sullivan, back of the iron. Burris clears the rebound. Back to Sullivan again. Peterson cuts off driving lane. Step back jumper by Sullivan won't go. Rebounded by Landon Wolf. Here comes Wolf up the floor to Ostrich. Ostrich, baseline penetration results in the bucket for him. So Ostrich now with 4. And the 24-point lead is the largest that Holmes has had in the ballgame. So a brief run by Peet. Now Holmes has turned on the gas. Waters nearly comes up with the steal, touches it last, out of bounds. And we're gonna have a fresh 5 come in for Holmes. Wagner, Cunningham, Smith, Corbett, and Mickey into the game. And Peet will work against that. This is Sullivan to Burris. Bauer comes to get it. Now right side is Sullivan. Sullivan has his penetration cut off. Now Burris again. Smith on him. Left-handed shot by Sullivan. Nice move, won't go down. Rebounded by Wagner. And with just under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, Holmes with a 24-point advantage. Bring the ball down. Corbett back to Wagner to Mickey. Now back to Wagner again. Wagner trying to feed Corbett through his hands, but winds up in the hands of Mickey. Goes to Corbett. Corbett kicking inside out. High arcing jumper, won't go down. Cunningham with the rebound. His shot partially blocked. Rebounded by Cunningham again. And Holmes yet with another possession with multiple attempts. Reverse layup by Cunningham, a thing of beauty. He gets it to go down. And he becomes the 11th player for Holmes to score. And it's a 26-point game, 43-17. Peet at the offensive end. Smith out to Burris. Burris in the lane. Little one-handed runner. Shot no good. Rebound tapped out into the hands of Smith. And we're going to have another foul called on Holmes, their third of the half. Peet also guilty of 3. It's going to be a non-shooting call. 52 seconds to go, third quarter. The outcome of this game, probably not in doubt in a 26-point game. A number of guys that will come in, continue to play hard regardless of the score. Burris out top to Sullivan. Sullivan into the lane. Nice floater, gets it to go down. Sullivan's first field goal, he's got 7. Adds that to 5 free throws. Wagner to Corbett. Corbett at the elbow. Now back to Wagner again. Wagner. Now Smith. As they work it around. Down low, they go to Corbett. Corbett shot off the glass, won't go down. Right there to snare the rebound. Strong rebound by Corbett. Has it knocked out of his hands into Sullivan, who's trying to beat everybody down the floor. Shot blocked from behind by Smith, but got a piece of Sullivan as well. He goes to the deck. Smith nicely helps him up. That's going to send Sullivan back to the line. You can see the burners turned on by Sullivan on that fast break opportunity. Sullivan's made a living at the line in this game. It'll be his 7th and 8th attempts. 19 seconds to go. Sullivan gets the kind roll. 8 points for him. ties Wolf with game high honors. To Landon Sullivan. Second one. Same scenario, catches some rim, some glass, but goes down. 43-21. Mini run for Peet. Holmes gets in the offensive end. This is Wagner to Cunningham. Cunningham baseline cut off. Great ball movement by Peet or Holmes regardless of the crew on the floor. Out it comes to Smith. Smith to Wagner. 3 seconds to get a shot off. 2 seconds. Higher arcing three. Front of the iron won't go down. And the third quarter comes to an end. Holmes on top, 43-21. We'll take a break and come back with fourth quarter action on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15. The Peet Tigers win the third quarter of action, 11-10. Unfortunately for them, they were down 23 at half. Score right now, 43-21. Final 6 minutes to play. Peet's going to have to more than match its first 3-quarter point total and hold Holmes scoreless to make a game of this. And we'll see what happens in the opening couple of minutes. Sullivan just loses it, and then look at the hustle on the deck. Floater into the lane, nicely done. And that's Javon Ratliff who scores. He's got 5. And the effort certainly is still showing from Peet. Now it comes up with a steal. It's Smith. Smith to Flancha. Flancha with a no-look pass off to Sullivan. Shot goes down, he's fouled, and he'll head to the line. So a flurry to start the fourth quarter of action. Landon Sullivan becomes the first player in the game in double figures. He's got 11. He'll try to finish off the 3-point play. Alex Mujica called for the foul, sends Sullivan to the line where he's been brilliant. And as I say that, he misses for just the second time. Peet nearly comes up with a foul, the steal again. We got a foul called. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go. They're going to call. They're going to call Drew Hoth on the foul. Comes over with the explanation to Jim Moeller. Particularly think that he bought the explanation. 3-point attempt, no good. Smith saves in the rebound, but right into the hands of Jansen. Now Hoth has it. You see Peet continues to apply the pressure. Jay Seeger. Off to Meester. And Jansen again. Carter Jansen's pull-up jumper, partially blocked. Rebounded by Smith. Up the floor it comes to Sullivan. Sullivan's able to score. 13 for Sullivan. And Jim Moeller wants a timeout. So we played 1 minute and 9 seconds in this fourth quarter. Holmes held a 43-21 advantage prior to the quarter. Peet's gone on a little bit of a run. He made it a 16-point game, 43-27 by scoring the first 6. Sullivan with 4 of those 6. Ratliff added a nice little floater from 14 of his own. So Landon Sullivan, who's been the second leading scorer for Peet, has 13 tonight. Landon Wolf continues to lead Holmes with 8 points. It's been a balanced attack for the Holmes Tigers. 11 players have scored for them. Same Holmes 5 is what we had before the timeout. This is Mujica. Gives it off to Meester. Now on the right side of the floor. Dribbling around is Seeger. Seeger to Jansen. Nice little drop step. Good footwork by Jansen. He scores 6 now for him. And Holmes gets its first points of the quarter. Lean has his pass, entry pass stolen away. We're going to have a jump ball situation. Ball belongs to Holmes. Jansen will inbound. Now a fresh 5 comes in for Peet. So following the Holmes lead on the 5 new bodies on the floor. Peyton Bonner, along with Hutchins. Burris also on the floor. Bauer and Svoboda. Out top is Holmes on the offense. This is Jansen, little pull-up jumper. That one goes down. Jansen's been instant offense. 3-pointer from the left wing will go down. Jansen clears the rebound, and Mujica will bring it up. Jim Moeller did say that he has a lot of guys that could start for this team, and you get a chance to see. And now we got a traveling violation on Holmes, Jacob Meester, as he drugged that pivot foot. 20-point game, with 3:45 to play, 47-27. Peet scored the first 6 points of the quarter. Carter Jansen scored the last 4. Bauer out top. Svoboda, now back to Bauer again. Backdoor cut, well guarded by Seeger. Now we're gonna have Mujica with the foul, and that's 7 on Holmes. That's gonna send Peet to the line where he'll shoot free throws for the final 3:27. If I remember correctly, the foul situation was once Peet 3, Holmes 2. Holmes has committed the last 5. Now Carter Svoboda at the line. He'll shoot the 1-on-1. Won't get the second as he misses the first, but it's rebounded. And now Burris shows off the nice form. Good effort by Hutchins. Hutchins was good on the glass in the first half. He feeds Burris for his first field goal. It did hit a free throw. And now we're gonna have a foul whistled against Peet on the other end. That's Peyton Bonner. Just the 4th on the Peet Tigers. And now a new 5 and again for Peet. They forgot to check in. Kind of a key component getting into the ball game. With fresh 5 faces in a 47-29 ball game. Holmes gets it in. Mujica, step back 3. Higher archer won't go. But Mujica was fouled by Ratliff in the process. So Alex Mujica is going to step the line and attempt 3 free throws. First time I've seen it this year. It's not all that common, actually. 20 ball games at every level or so, haven't seen it. So Mujica tried to take advantage, leaves the first one short. 2 more coming for Alex Mujica. Again, all the guys on the floor, 7th graders. Holmes versus Peet. First of 2 meetings. Both teams undefeated coming into this afternoon's game. Mujica now with 3 after he connects on the second. 3rd one coming in his way. Javon Ratliff checks out with 5 points. It's Burris, I believe, who replaced him. Mujica hits the 2nd of 2, or 3rd of 3. He's got 4 points. 20-point game, 49-29. Smith has his pass intercepted. Seeger bumped momentarily by Flancha. Seeger able to work through the contact, goes to Mujica, thinks about a 3, has it tapped out of bounds by Sullivan. It'll remain Holmes basketball. Under half of the 4th quarter remaining, 2:50 to go. It's a lopsided first quarter, 20-5. Since then, relatively even ball game. Seeger to Mujica. Mujica off the dribble, goes to the left hand, shot no good. Rebound, and we're gonna have a jump ball. This one's gonna belong to Peet. Possession arrow favors the team in black. Sullivan will bring it down the floor. Still sports a game-high 13 points, does Sullivan. Nearly half the points scored by Peet. Burris loses it momentarily, gets it back to Smith. Smith is fouled, and they're going to get Carter Jansen on the foul. Now Smith's going to head to the line. He'll shoot a pair. He'll shoot 1 in the bonus. Just the 8th team foul against Holmes. And Steve Sealhammer wants a timeout on the floor. And we'll keep it here during the timeout. All two showing on the fourth quarter clock, that much left to play in the ball game. And most likely you could go back to halftime and say that it's probably when the game is decided as Peet faced a 23-point deficit, but they've kept fighting, had a couple of runs in them. Lead was as few as 16 points in the third quarter before Holmes went on another run. Largest lead of the afternoon was 43-17 at 26 points. It's been under 20 a couple of times in this quarter. Right now it stands at exactly 20, 49-29. And the story for Holmes, a balanced attack. 11 players have scored, nobody more than 8. Now Isaiah Smith at the line. Smith, leading scorer, leading rebounder, that certainly has shown up. Great basketball IQ, according to Steve Sealhammer. Smith hits the first free throw, now 4 for him. A couple of new players checking in for Peet. As Smith hits the second one as well. Very impressed with the free throw shooting at this level. You know, watch regularly high school players struggle from the line, but not this afternoon. So Josh Keel and Gabe Clausen check in for Peet. And another Holmes basket makes it 51-31. Bauer on the right wing, picked up by Waters. Also for Peet checking in, number 14 is Zach Neese. And Peet responds with a bucket at the other end. So they trade baskets. Has not happened all that often. At the other end, oh, nice up and under move by Mujica. Shot wouldn't go down, and we're gonna have a foul whistled against Mujica on the attempted rebound. They'll check that Waters on the foul. So Waters will check out. And back in one of the starters for Holmes, and that's Ryan Ostrich. In the meantime, Joel Burr's going to head to the line where he's 1 of 2 on the afternoon. Make that 2 of 3, 4 points now for him. Peet doing a lot of its damage from the free throw line. And he connects on the second one as well. Holmes at the offensive end. This is Seeger. Seeger into the lane. Very unselfish. Kicks it off to Ostrich, and he'll restart the offense as well. Mujica down low. They go to Hoth. Hoth kick out. Nice two-man game. Mujica decides to dribble penetrate and throws it to where he thought Ostrich was going to be. Instead, it's going to be Peet basketball. 16-point margin, 51-35. Burris brings it up. Down low they go. It's going to be a reach on Carter Jansen. And that's going to send Gabe Clausen to the line. So Clausen's going to try to get in the scoring column. Clausen wearing number 51. Knutson going to check in when he gets a chance for Holmes. Clausen rims this one out. It's the 10th team foul on Holmes, the reason why Clausen's shooting 2 here rather than 1 in the bonus. Carter Jansen checks out. He had nice minutes. Second one goes for Clausen. Holmes at the offensive end. Shot goes down. Ostrich is able to score. He's got 6. Under a minute to go. Burris. Right side of the floor it goes. He'll swing it all the way around. Bauer looking down low. Bauer again. Bauer into the lane. A little bit of a wild shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Knutson. Knutson's been terrific in his minutes. Baseball pass, stolen away, but then reclaimed, and now we got another foul called. And they get Mujica on the foul again. So Pete's going to head back to the free throw line. "17 made free throws for Peet. This one no good. 2 players listed as 50 for Peet. Regrettably, I'm not sure if it's Josh Keel or Jason Weiland. Both teams have tremendous numbers at the 7th grade level, over 100 combined players. And Zach Neese not sure whether he should check out or not. Second one no good. Rebounded by Knutson, approaching the 30-second mark. This is Ostrich. Up the floor it comes to Seeger. His jump shot, right wing, no good. Rebounded by Pete's Peyton Bonner. Burris. Out top it comes Denise. Swing it around left side. This is Clausen. Clausen's pass for Burris a little wide, but he tracks it down. Burris saves it in. Clausen under 10 seconds to go. Now Neese again, 5 seconds. Neese into the lane, shot no good, left short. Rebounded by Holmes, and that's gonna do it. So the 7th grade squad from Holmes wins this one. The home team, 53-36, deals Peet its first loss of the season. The Peet Tigers now 3-1. The Holmes Tigers maintain their undefeated record at 4-0. 11 players score for Holmes. Landon Wolf, a team-high 8, scored all of those in the first half. Carter Jansen also had 8. Clayton Peterson, 6 for the Holmes Tigers, and of course 8 other players. And for Peet, Landon Sullivan, 13 points, 9 of those after intermission, as the Tigers try to climb back into the game, but face too much of a deficit at half. And Holmes claims this one this afternoon, 53-36. For the cameraman, this is Colby Campbell. I'm Jeremiah Longnecker. Thanks for spending some time with us. You've been watching 7th grade boys basketball at Holmes Gymnasium on Cedar Falls Community Television, Channel 15.